In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 dirty, dirty tricks that debt collectors use to hurt you and to collect money from you, even if they were not supposed to be able to collect it from you. They will do this to hurt your credit. So I need you to pay attention to this video and watch out for these 5 dirty tricks that are most commonly used by debt collectors. Now, dirty trick number 1 is they will send a debt validation letter to the wrong address. Now, it's not technically the wrong address because that address is on your credit reports. So what you need to do is you need to get those old addresses taken off your credit reports, because what they'll do is they'll send that letter, that demand letter that you have to respond to and dispute. If you want to validate that debt, you only have 30 days. But if they send it to the wrong address on purpose and they have verification through the credit reporting agencies that that was your address, you're going to let them get away with it. So dirty trick number 1 is they will send that 30-day debt demand letter to the wrong address. So watch out for that. Dirty trick number 2 is they will actually open up an account. So if you don't respond to that debt letter within 30 days from dirty trick number 1, dirty trick number 2 is going to allow them to put that information on your credit report. Now, here is how it really gets dirty, though, for number 2, is that they will actually put it on your credit reports as an open account. I've even seen them put a little green on there, you know, like on your credit report where it has green, like you have payments. They do that on purpose because it could actually give you a little bit of a boost sometimes, but it won't hurt your credit when they put it on there. But then they go into dirty trick number 3. Dirty trick number 3 is what they'll do is they'll close it and put collection under there. They'll close it and put collection under there, and guess what's going to happen? Your scores are going to drop down. Some of you aren't even aware that this is a strategy that they're using. First, they're going to put it on there. It's like coming to your house and be like, hey, you know you owe this bill. I'm your friend. How are we going to work this out? When there's no communication, nothing's going to get worked out, they're going to be like, okay, we're going to stick that on your credit report. Maybe that'll get their attention. And they know that the name that's in that trade line is a debt collection company, but they just put it as an open account. And then when you don't respond, nothing's happening, you're just disregarding it, pretending like it's not there. They go into dirty trick number 3, and that's when they close it on your credit reports, and then you look up and you got that alert, and your account, your credit report scores have just dropped down, and you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing to hurt your credit, and it went down. That's because they closed it, and then they marked it with collection, and the algorithm is reading that, and it's saying, drop that person's credit 25 to 30 points. That is what is happening. Now, let's go into dirty trick number 4, because they done all of that stuff. So dirty trick number 4 is when they actually communicate with you, and they're offering solutions, but it's really not solutions in reality. Let me give you an example. They'll call you and they'll say, hey, we want you to pay. You can either do a lump sum payment or you can pay payments. And they'll say, well, you can do all of these different types of payment schemes. You can pay this amount down, all of that. They're just trying to keep the communications open and get you to do something. But in reality, there's really only going to be 2 choices: pay in full or pay a lump sum payment. No matter how they say it, no matter how they try to entice you or to be friendly, whatever wording they use, that's going to be the only option, is those 2. And they have various ways of getting around to do it. And you might say, well, I'd like to pay a down payment and get the settlement and maybe cut it in half for that. They won't usually do. I won't say that all of them won't, but 9 times out of 10, they're not. They're going to be like, well, we could just continue and get 100% plus the fees. Or you do a lump sum settlement, we save face because we give you a discount. You're going to give us a one-time lump sum payment. That's really, like if you say bottom line, that's the way that they're looking at it. Now, let's get the dirty trick number 5, which is like the one that I used to see like for years. And then it kind of calmed down a little bit, and now it's starting to peak back up. We just got a client yesterday that had this number 5 dirty trick happen to them. They will send you a court summons. Everything is packaged up, looks nice. You're like, oh my God, they're about to sue me. They've given it to the court, and then you respond to it, and then you take it down to the courthouse, and they say, this is not a filed case. This is not a filed case. I'll say it again. This is not a filed case. This is a scare tactic that the debt collectors were using a lot before COVID, and now I'm starting to see it ramp back up again. Because think about it. They could pay for someone to serve you at your house. That's about $50, $60, say it's even $100. They're going to pay that because when you get that court summons, more than likely you're not going to be you're going to get emotional, you're going to get scared, you're going to be like, hey, maybe I need to work out something. They're going to be calling right behind it. They're going to be sending letters right behind it. So what do you think most people will do? Is that they're going to just crumble and be like, okay, I'll just go ahead and just pay it. Without even thinking about their rights, without even thinking about just doing a response. Even if you're going to lose, you should always do, let me rewind that. You should just always fight, and then if you lose, you lose. You should always fight, and if you lose, you lose. That's the way I see it. That's the way I move forward in life. That's the way that I would hope my clients would move forward in life. Because this right here, just think, if he did not come to us, and we did not prepare that response, and then he did not go to the courthouse, as soon as he took it to the clerk said, this is not a filed lawsuit. Now, let me tell you something. Yes, you probably already were saying it. Steve, it's a violation. It's a violation. I already know you're already saying it. You're very good subscribers. My subscribers are very educated and smart.
New visitor.
You are absolutely right. If they did that and they had no intention of suing, that is a violation of the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act because you're just harassing and threatening and you had no intention. Now, it is a gray area. It is a gray area. What we usually do is that you got to give it that 30 to 45 day period. By then, they would have made that decision. But even with giving that grace period, you're not contacting them. You're just seeing if they're going to follow through. And you have your response ready just in case they do. But even if they don't do it and you decide to, bring them into court saying that they were actually breaking the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, it could still be a little bit of an uphill battle. But best case would just be to put them on notice and say, hey, I'm willing to just let this go if you cease all collection activities and never sell this debt to anybody. I think that would be worth it. All right. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website, your3scores.com. Links are below this video. And don't forget my debt collector letter. Statute of limitations, debt validation, and cease and desist collecting activities letter to stop debt collectors early in the game, like on Dirty Trick number 1 and number 2. Links are below this video. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.